was once in love with that car. I used to vacuum that car every Friday. I used to put all on the time. But God took it from me because I put the car in the place of God. But once I got my relationship, once I got my mind stayed on Jesus, not only did he give me car back, but he put 24. If there's somebody in the church that knows that God will take away, but when he gives it back, he'll give you more. So watch the text. Heaven experience. Even in the text right here, chapter number, in the first verse, watch what he says. The text says that Paul, in the type of writing that he writes, speaks in third person of himself, Brother Howard. He says, I knew a man, speaking of himself, who 14 years ago was called up to heaven. And I saw some things that I'm not at liberty to share. There were some things in heaven that was inexpressible things, godly things that were so sanctimonious that you are not anointed enough for me to even share, so I got to keep my mouth closed. That's verses 1 through 6. I've seen some things that I can't even tell you in 1 through 6. In verse 7, he comes and now he's experiencing a hell season. Now at least Matthew, Jesus got to go through a whole nother chapter, but what happens when your circumstances changes in the same chapter? What happens when you get a raise and lose a loved one in the same sitting? Wish I had some help in here. So oftentimes the text teaches us that your blessings comes, watch this, after the storm. But your storms come after your blessing. Never understood how the deacon used to say that you need to be careful because you're either in a storm, getting ready to go in a storm, or just coming out of a storm. It didn't make no sense when he said it, but when I got home, I was like, I ain't winning. But the options he presented me is that my life is a perpetual, continuous storm that I'm in. But let me prove it to you. Let me just tell you. Somebody shout second point. The second thing the text will tell you to teach us is that God will use Satan to keep us grounded.